Well, good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. I had the pleasure of listening or reading your voice threads on the principle of zero reject related specifically to discipline. Over the next 2 weeks or so, you will be doing essays for me. And let me just talk about essays. I've had students say to me, and I understand why, Dr. McGinley, I can't find the rubric for this. And generally for essays, I have refrained from developing a rubric. I think they're pretty straightforward in terms of what graduate level writing should be, and that's why. Obviously, grammatically correct, spelling correct, mechanics correct, and I'll get back to APA in just a second. Whenever I select a case for you to review, I'm looking for you to do three things. One is obviously read it closely and learn from it. The cases that I've selected for you are ones that really help to shape the principles. In other words, they were high-level decisions in the courts, and they offered us something in terms of the particular principles. And so you need to speak to your understanding of it, how it relates to the principle as well. So those two things definitely, and then reflect on it as well. You can offer your own experiences, insight into that. And so any essays are really summarizing your learning and reflection and your anything else you want to add. Now, in terms of APA, I'm not a professor who takes off a point for every time you might have an error. I do, however, take off 3 to 5 points depending on just how much work your APA needs. You need to use either PurdueOwl.com. That's P-U-R-D, Purdue, U-E, I believe it is, excuse my spelling, OWL, all one word, .com. That will help you with APA. It's the University of Purdue puts it out. You can also use your APA manual. You also can contact our library. They have some resources for APA there as well. You need to have a reference list. A reference list is entitled references. It's not entitled works cited or bibliography. APA is very specific about how you develop a cover page, that it's double-spaced, that you have a reference list, and how you cite within text, and how you cite the reference list. If you have any questions, you can always ask me as well. A lot of times when I'm writing, I think every time when I'm writing, I have to check my APA. It's not something, some of the things I remember, some things I do not. So make sure over the next 2 weeks when you're writing your essays, you take some time with that. I'm going to be looking at your discussion boards this week. You've had your first discussion board with Emma, the case study of our little girl, Emma. You'll have one more with Emma. And again, your discussions should relate to the principles. If there's any violation, or not just violation, if you're anything you're seeing that the school's doing right in terms of the particular principle that it's addressing in your discussion board. Have a great week. I will be in touch. And one more thing. Quizzes. You're going to have 2 more quizzes and a comprehensive final in this course. If while you're taking the quiz you notice a question that you have a question on, do a copy of it. Do a copy of it to your desktop, and I will try to answer that question for you. The first quiz looked good. Generally, that was a solid B average in class. If you haven't done as well as you'd like, please make sure you read the chapters prior to taking the quiz. Maybe listen to the narrated PowerPoints there as well. And anything I can do to support you, let me know. Have a great week.